Well, let me know when we're ready. Let me know when we're live, Tam.
We're live.
Oh, we're live? That's me playing a little joke on old over there.
Daddy, chill.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. This is Loser Lee's Wrestling. This is the weekly wrestling. No, that's not. It's the Woos and Whats.
The Woos and Whats. We're back, baby. It's been a few weeks.
It's been a few weeks. Oh man, this is our first time reviewing this thing afterwards. Since what happened the last time?
I have no idea.
God, so much has changed. We're different now. Everything's different.
Everything's really different now.
Always very different.
The one thing consistent, though, Red Jefferson's Jerry Springer t-shirt.
Yep. We'll never get rid of this. It's one of 5 shirts I have. You asked about the beard before, and I'm growing out my beard because of my costume this year.
Oh.
For Halloween. What are you going as for Halloween this year?
Can I tell you something that's actually going to be pretty depressing? I have no Halloween parties to go. I'm not friends with like any groups of people that are having Halloween parties. I'm going to a movie Saturday night by myself.
Oh, that's nice. That's a fun time.
It'll be nice. I'm going to like it. I'm going to go to an Alamo, order dinner, and just hang out and
have a ball.
Watch Tar.
Sure. I all my plans changed last week. Kind of did change. So now I'm winging it. But there's things to go to. So I'm going to dress up as a 1980s professional wrestler boarding an airplane.
Love it. Do you have Zubaz?
Yeah, I got Zubaz.
Yes.
I got them right here.
Oh, do you really?
I don't want to.
I was gonna, you should show me because I was actually gonna buy you Zubaz for Christmas, but now I don't know what to get you for Christmas.
Purple and gold, baby. Purple and gold.
Oh, that's so good.
And I'm gonna wear a fanny pack, the Gold's Gym shirt.
Gotta wear the Gold's Gym shirt. Yeah.
Gotta wear Gold's Gym, and I'm gonna put like a Road Warrior Hawk style face
bandana. We should wear a bandana.
Ooh, interesting. I was gonna wear a sweatband, but a bandana's better.
You should wear because especially if they're getting on an airplane, they're not wearing face paint; they're wearing a bandana.
But no, like this is composite.
Yeah,
come on now.
Right.
You look like an idiot, Red.
Do you have some kind of boots to tuck the Zubaz into?
No. Big white basketball sneakers.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Long white socks with the Zubaz tucked into the socks. Like the old Anything on TV outfit.
Yes, yeah, classic.
Chica Marks is in the chat.
Chica's
Everyone,
here.
Welcome. Press the like button. Chica Marks writes, "Come to show and tell." Roy, you're also invited. Roy, let's go to show and tell.
Thank you, Chica Marks. Now I can say that. Hey, I was invited to something, but I just decided to like go to a movie by myself.
Yeah, it's okay. And one because like you're doing you. This is a you time, and I appreciate that.
It's a me time.
Excellent. We should start talking about this damn show.
I think it's time to get into it. I think we got to beat all the rabble rousers to the punch. Although based on that eyes, I think there's a rabble rouser in the chat right now.
Did you just see the chat?
No, I just know. I saw your reaction.
Brooklyn Bleak is in the chat. Welcome, Brooklyn Bleak.
Brooklyn Bleak.
Brooklyn Bleak says, "Sup, here for the RIHO praise." You're at the wrong podcast.
No, you're at the right place, Brooklyn Bleak, because I'm ready to praise RIHO. I'm ready to praise that match. That was my second favorite match of the night.
Yeah, Jamie Hayter worked extremely hard. Joe is in the chat. Welcome to the show with the Elite disappearing promo. I guess we can officially state that Punk is gone. No way the Elite were staying with him there. Then Joe writes, "What a crazy year it was for Phil." Who's Phil? Oh, go for CM Punk.
Well, we'll talk about it. I don't think that's true, Joe. I think Punk could potentially come back.
I think so.
And I think this arm injury that he has is actually a blessing in disguise because it gives everyone some additional time. Mm-hmm. He can't wrestle anyway for another 6 months. So let's see where we're at in another few months.
Mose writes, Mose is here.
Mose. The gang's back together. I love it.
Oh my God, I love it. Turb's better get in here because we have to praise that tattoo.
Where are you?
Mose writes, too tired. Oh, not too tired. What does that mean? There's a lot of O's in that too. Joe writes, still better to have it for a while than never at all.
Punk.
No, 100%.
I mean, look,
best year.
Literally, his debut to his comeback at All Out, was the best. It was the best.
Even everything the drama was juicy.
Yeah, well, the drama. What a way to go out if he never comes back. What a way to go out.
Fireball. Yeah. Brooklyn Bleak says, "Thank you, lol. Hate Eternal with this guy. Hate Eternal with this guy. Oh, fuck off.
Hate Eternal.
No, not you. I don't want you to fuck off, Brooklyn Bleak. We love you. We have to start talking about this damn show.
Yeah, let's get into it. I missed the beginning of this show because my internet was finicky.
But
I saw some highlights of this first match, and I didn't super care.
Yeah. So it's the Claudio and Wheeler Yuta versus Chris Jericho and Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, happy birthday, Wheeler Yuta, apparently.
No, you will get to that. No spoilers, because Cesaro has plans.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know. He's like, it's Wheeler's birthday. But we get the British. It was one of the thing is like, boy, did Cesaro come out with no heat. Did Cesaro come out and people were into Yuta? But like, it's just look what they did with Cesaro since he's been here, and and by no fault of his own. And honestly, everyone worked hard in the match, but they worked hard to get like Cesaro back into a place where he's like credible again. You know, like it was a hard go where his music comes out. Wheeler looks like a joke, but they're all cheering for Wheeler. It was just very interesting. Do you agree?
Yeah, I don't disagree necessarily. I think I don't know. I think to get Claudio over, you just have to let Claudio work.
Yeah.
And he hasn't worked a lot. He hasn't been on TV a ton. And you have to put him in some showcase matches. He needs to have a significant singles feud. And they laid the groundwork for a Claudio Eddie feud, and then they just didn't follow up on that at all. And it hurt both people. Although we'll talk about Eddie later. I liked what Eddie did tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as well. But I think maybe it could be tied in with Claudio. We'll discuss again with Eddie.
I hope so. Yeah.
But we get just an amazing sequence at the end of Cesaro with the airplane and the big swing at the same time, demolishes everyone, runs around everywhere, jumps off the top rope to give a regular European uppercut, but then he finishes off with a neutralizer and he gets the pin.
Well, and that's important.
Great pin. Against Chris Jericho. Yeah. Because Chris Jericho is really nervous about everyone saying like, that's how Chris Jericho never loses. And he gets everything he wants and he has everyone around. He gets everything he ever wants all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's funny is I think, and this is total speculation. And I don't know if he was ever actually falling out of favor with Tony Khan, but he was kind of falling out of the rankings a little bit, and he was kind of falling off the radar, and then he saw his opportunity and he slipped right in. Yeah.
That crafty tortoise. That's what I'm going to call him.
He is a crafty tortoise.
Yeah. Joe writes, birthdays are spoilers now. Lol. Get off it. Joe writes, Cesaro to new WWE, please. Thank you. Joe says, too big a roster. He isn't getting showcased like he should. It's true.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee that he gets showcased like he could.
It's true.
I mean, both rosters are big right now.
Yeah, that's true. Brooklyn Bleak says, some would say that this is proof what WWE said about Claudio. Come on now, Brooklyn Bleak.
They haven't given Claudio a chance.
No one's the thing is, you can't book him like everyone else. You have to book him like they booked Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Just ruthless. Just get him in the ring every week.
Get him in the ring every week. Just let him have matches, and that's how he gets over.
Yeah.
That's how he gets over. Don't have him do long promos.
Minus the headshots. Because that's one of the things that got Benoit over.
Yeah, minus the headshots.
He was just relentless.
Minus the headshots.
Yeah, minus
Good
the headshots.
Point, Roy. Yeah. Good point. Roy coming in with the
headshot.
It down.
I also think
imagine if chair shots sounded like that.
I also think I lost my train of thought, so that was too funny.
Joe writes, Claudio is great, just poorly booked. Then says, yeah, but WWE has so many more hours to fill. True.
They have one more hour to fill.
They have so many more hours.
They have one more hour.
No,
2 more hours. I'm sorry, 2 more hours.
3 more hours. That's on national
what's the
TV.
Third?
NXT.
Yeah, but you're gonna sign Claudio and put him in NXT.
Hey, if you want the NXT to be something different, they need some more. Honestly, watching Halloween Havoc, I don't want to get into it right now.
Watch Halloween Havoc.
Sucked butt. It was just like no
Did
one.
You like the main event? Do you like Braun Breaker?
I like Braun Breaker. I like Ilya Dragunov. Yeah. I don't really care about the other guy.
I don't like the other guy.
Kind of reminds me of Adam Cole, but
also a sexual predator.
Oh, is he? Well, then
he got protected by the WWE umbrella.
I'm just saying that they need more names on there, to be with the talent, because I don't care about these people doing
Yeah.
anything. Like I only cared about Braun Breaker because they kind of made him. Ilya Dragunov because of Walter.
Right.
You know, like they haven't
Right.
made anyone there.
Yeah.
They need someone like Cesaro to make someone at that show. No one was made on the show.
Interesting. I'd be curious to see what people in the chat thought of Halloween Havoc. We don't need to talk about it, but just like drop a comment. Drop like
We
a
have some
single
comments
comment
here.
on what you think.
Hassan says, "Hi guys, what's up?"
Hassan, what's up?
What's up?
Okay.
That's good. Joe writes, "Not a good comparison, my boy. Gargano is getting showcased like a nofo."
Is
Johnny
he?
I don't. He's hanging out with the Miz. I don't know.
Oh,
What
he's
doing.
hanging out with the Miz. Yeah, he's getting
Oh, he's
showcased.
getting
Joe's two
showcased,
favorite
Joe.
wrestlers, the Miz and Johnny Gargano.
Brooklyn Bleak says WWE bought in a lot of people too. Brought in a lot of people too, and their track record with him was sketchy already.
That's also true.
Joe writes, "Breaker is boring." I like Breaker.
I like
though.
Breaker a lot,
and I like Dragunov too.
I like that they're letting him be more Steiner brother.
He's got when he goes to the main roster, he will be Rex Steiner.
I hope he'll be Rex Steiner. I really do.
I think they're just doing this for NXT. He's just like when he comes to main roster, he will be.
Yeah.
Mose writes, AEW time, fellas. And then Brooklyn Bleak's like, yes.
Yes.
We have to keep moving on.
Yeah, let's keep rolling.
We
Who
have to
gives a
get
shit about it?
Hassan, I'll get to you in a second.
Yeah.
We have to get to the so we go in the back, we get Renee talking to Brian.
I really
Danielson.
liked this. I really liked the transition to this. It felt organic that like, oh, they're in the back and then you can talk about it, but I really liked this.
I hear what you're saying. So basically, in the back, Renee's talking to Brian Danielson. He's frustrated they lost to Jericho. He's frustrated that Danny Garcia turned his back on him, and he's frustrated that Yuta talked back to him. And he's gonna beat the shit out of Sammy because he hates his face, his smug face and vlog, and he's gonna take out everything in him. Yuta comes back because they just got back from the match. Just starts screaming wildly.
I also liked that he said everybody hates Sammy, but I got nothing against him except his stupid face and his vlog.
Yeah. But then Yuta starts screaming, and then Cesaro breaks it up, and he's just like, "It's Yuta's birthday. We're gonna kick some ass. We're gonna kick it ass. So then we're gonna talk like adults. Talk like adults over here. All right. My name is Claudio."
There was a nice moment, and I know that this probably doesn't actually mean anything, but there was a nice moment with Regal where Regal entered, and he gave a face to Wheeler that was so specific that it wasn't like it was a face that implied that Regal respects Yuta and respects his place in the Blackpool Combat Club, but also was like, hey, maybe not now. Take it easy. Which I really liked. It was like a complex like show of emotions, but he executed it so well. Because I think he actually I think the Blackpool Combat Club is a gimmick, obviously, but I do genuinely believe that backstage amongst them there is this like kind of hierarchy. Mm-hmm. And they do treat the Blackpool Combat Club as like a real thing in a lot of ways.
I think they do. I think they probably do. And they do definitely help each other out. But we get that, and so they're going to talk like adults. Let's quickly get through these comments here. Hassan says, do you guys see NXT Halloween last Saturday night? Yes, I did. And I did not like it, Hassan. What do you think?
Yeah, it.
Joe writes, he's on WWE TV all the time, having great matches. Not sure who you're talking about. Oh, Gargano, whatever. Woodsy the Beast is in the chat.
Woodsy,
Gang's
welcome. Almost all here.
Where's Turbs? We need Turbs. We need Swizz. We need S.
Swizz. We need S. Where's K?
Where's K? All the monies. And Meta Sumbro.
Doug the Pirate.
Woodsy says, I love the ladder match, but that's it. The ladder match on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Joe says, I like the Halloween Havoc set, so that's something. I did like the set too. You would like the set, Roy.
Yeah, probably.
You should check out the set.
What do we think of that promo?
Which one?
Well, go. What did Mo say?
Mose writes, Renee had a powerful night.
She did have a powerful night. Good. I'm glad they're using her. I think they. Yeah. I'm hoping that there's plans for her in the near future to have like a show. Like if once they figure out a streaming deal, like give her a show. Unfiltered. Do y'all ever watch Unfiltered with Renee? It's great. It's incredible.
Yeah. No, it's a good podcast. Brooklyn Bleak says, I hope they keep this match format. The longer matches is what made me start watching AEW. And I agree, but also that you have too many people on the roster then. Like the thing is, like he has too many people on the roster that are at a certain level. So he keeps buying these people that are top tier talent. Mm-hmm. And because he's not using them top tier talent wise, they end up looking worse than when they came in.
Yeah, I thought about that a couple of times tonight, and we'll get into it as the night goes on, but like it's amazing how many people they have and how I forget so often about all of the people that they have. It's like, man, how lucky are we to be able to watch Danielson wrestle like every week, but it doesn't feel special. It's strange. It's really strange. It's strange. I mean, it's great, and the wrestlers do what they can, but it's weird. I thought tonight was good. I thought this was actually a good episode.
No, this is a good
AEW.
night, but it's in the sea of a lot of problems I'm seeing. And they're getting worse. Brooklyn Bleak says, I hope they keep this match format. Oh, we already said that. Joe writes, Renee for women's champ. She's already booked better than the entire women's roster besides DMD. That's pretty fun. Mose writes, I caught that Roy with Regal face. Fathers no, not now.
Right.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Mose is with you there.
Mose gets it. Mose's father. He gets it.
Fathers understand. Hassan writes, well, NXT Halloween Havoc is awesome. It was cool for me. Hey, I'm glad that you liked this.
I'm glad, Hassan. Honestly, that's great to hear.
Honestly, like it just because you probably watch more NXT than I do, so you probably a little bit more caught up.
The characters.
I'm a casual NXT watcher, and I need a little bit more reason to watch, Roy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Brooklyn Bleak says AEW Dark had a couple of upper talent matches this week. We should talk about that, but we can't talk about that now.
I just want to point out real quick. I understand the roster is bloated and that you need to kind of have shorter matches to get more people on there, but like, I don't necessarily agree with that when you're basically wasting Rampage every week with bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, if you've got all this extra talent, keep the matches long and put the talent that really matters on fucking Rampage. I don't need a Matt Taven versus Wardlow match on Rampage. I don't need it.
Nope.
And I don't need, I love Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange. Love them. Don't need to see them on Rampage either when there's just other people who aren't being used.
Yeah. 100%. I agree with you entirely.
I want, honestly, I don't know if y'all have heard this, and I don't remember. It was probably Elevation, but Daddy Magic was doing commentary. He should be on commentary. He's so funny on commentary. He's so good. Just let him do that. Let him talk about how his nipples are hard. Put him over there. Let him do his thing.
Hassan writes, well, that's good. Bless you guys.
Hey,
bless you, Hassan.
Bless you, Hassan.
We have to talk about the moment of the night, the thing that's the biggest talking point of the night for me. So there's a video talking about the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
And they're slowly being erased from AEW history.
Yeah. I love
it, but it's making me nervous. I don't know.
For what?
Okay, let's talk about it. So they show just big moments that have happened in AEW.
And the voiceover the whole time is from Nick Jackson from like the very first AEW like press conference launch. It's like the original shit. It's great.
And so like they just slowly erase them away. My nervousness I'm just going to stay with, I believe with you. I think CM Punk is coming back. Yeah. I think the talk of a buyout is not happening. I think just cooler heads need to prevail. I think everyone should be adults. There's a lot of money on the table right now. Yeah. And honestly, this really fucked up the whole business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I think
AEW.
I think, and honestly, I put a lot of the blame on the EVPs. I do. I put most of the blame on the EVPs.
Yeah, I don't really do. I don't, but that's okay. I feel like as a wrestling fan, I don't want to say I owe them because they owe me ultimately.
Yes.
But I followed this journey from the very, very beginning. So I will kind of always side with the EVPs because they were the foundation of this company in the first place that I love. And CM Punk did a lot of bad for this company. A lot of good, but also did a lot of bad backstage.
I don't think he did a lot of bad backstage. I think he just there's a bad couple months. A bad couple months where I think that I think Hangman was caught in the crosshairs.
Yeah.
I think Hangman is 100% innocent in all this. But I think that like CM Punk, I think that like Young Bucks and Kenny Omega are manipulators. I don't trust them. I think that the Young Bucks are weird, super Christian-y, and they're also like true. They stormed the Capitol. They didn't storm that, but they're friends with people who have. They're friends with people who have.
We don't know that.
Allegedly. Allegedly. But I just think that they're shady people, and I think that they use the internet wrestling community to work it for them. I think they always have. And that's smart. That's what business is. And that's what all the people in AEW that are super successful right now, the best politicians besides Hangman and Moxley. I think that Jericho, Punk, the Bucks and Kenny, they're all politicians. They're just different types. Punk will say it out loud, but then kind of be quiet about it. Jericho is constantly trying to just say it, like push himself into the space.
Yeah, well, right.
And I think that the Elite, they just fucking.
You think MJF's a politician?
Of course he is.
Yeah. Look, I don't deny some of what you said, and I think that the whole internet wrestling community, while I don't consider myself necessarily an active member of that, but I am one of those people, which is why I'm saying what I'm saying. They've used this community to their advantage since they were in Ring of Honor with Being the Elite. I mean, literally, you started Being the Elite as a travel vlog, the first one of its kind, literally just to get all of these fans on your side. And that's what they did. And they did it. And it's successful. And it's because of that, again, where it set off a chain reaction where you started this vlog. It worked out really well. Then suddenly, because of the popularity of that, you get all of your shirts and stuff in Hot Topic, independent of any large company. And then over time, again, and that also helped with their association with the Bullet Club and all of that. And then because of all of that success, Tony Khan sees this and is able to go to Kevin Riley at TNT and say, look what these guys are doing without a big company backing them.
I'm not denying that they got to where they earned everything.
I'm just saying that's why I'm backing the Bucks. It's because I've been with them
like
through this
everything,
journey.
but I think Cody left for a reason, and I think it was them.
I think Cody left because he realized he booked himself into a corner, couldn't get out of it, and didn't want to be responsible for anything more, and just wanted to be responsible for his own career.
I think he went in thinking like, oh, we're all going to be putting in, we're going to put the AEW before ourselves. Yeah. And then when he started doing that, and he did it.
He did it.
And
well,
no one else did.
He did and he didn't, for the record.
Like everyone else just kind of like, I'll do my video game thing, but I want to be champ.
Though. I don't buy any of this, actually.
I'll help with merch, but I want to be tag champ. And he's just like he's got the headset on. He's in the position. He's like, let's go.
All of that's true. But, yeah, Kenny became champ. But after Kenny lost for a year and had a run with the tag titles, the Bucks eventually won the tag titles, but they put over Private Party and they put over a bunch of other tag teams before that happened. Hold on. Cody literally created the TNT title for himself because he booked himself to not be able to win the heavyweight title. That was Cody's title. I'm just saying Cody had his time on TV too.
No. He had his time on TV making other people.
Yeah, and so did the Bucks.
The Bucks were just having matches with their friends.
That's not true.
Kenny Omega was having. Who did they have? Like besides
FTR is not their friends. FTR put them over.
They did. Let's be honest. They fucked over FTR. Young Bucks fucked over FTR. Huge.
How?
Like they won they won the title and then they immediately lost it. Buried down the card. It's not what we saw in the match. In the match, the FTR knows how to handle themselves. Look at their trajectory. They were brought in, obviously, at their face the Young Bucks. They win just to kind of build a stir, immediately lose it, and then they were like all the way at the bottom of the pool for a while.
They were floundering, but that's also not on the Bucks. That's on Tony Khan.
But the Bucks were on the top. So what do you look at? You have to see like who the players are. They didn't want to work with FTR. They didn't, otherwise they would have. They wanted to work with the Lucha Bros because they did. They want to work with Jurassic Express.
But also, Jurassic Express is another example of a team that they put over.
They didn't make them though. Still haven't been made. They still haven't been made. They've never been made.
But that's on them. At some point, the team themselves have to get over.
I'm saying that they just did it with their friends, and I'm saying that Cody did it with anyone that Tony
But that's
said.
bullshit, though. That's also bullshit because Cody did it with his friends, too. I got 3 months of QT Marshall matches. I don't need any of that.
Let's not.
And then also, who is that jabron? What's his name?
QT Marshall.
What's the guy? The punchy guy? Anthony Ogogo?
I don't think he was friends with. I think that was.
That was his project. He was like, I'm going to get this guy over. And
because Tony Khan is just like, hey, we got this box from the UK. And then when Cody's like, I'm going to make sure you spend your money wisely. I'm going to get this guy to the moon.
And then also, there was some quote somewhere where like somebody asked Tony Khan about Cody and he's like, yeah, Cody's going to do what Cody's going to do. Like Tony gave Cody full control over everything that he wanted to do.
Yeah, I know. And
don't get me wrong. Cody made
his
Darby. Cody made Sammy.
Made Brody Lee. He made
I mean, he also he put over Andrade. He put over. I mean,
Eddie.
But that's the thing. That's this is not fair because you don't like the style that the Young Bucks wrestle.
No,
it's not. No. So you think anyone that the Young Bucks wrestle, they don't get over because you don't like the style of the match. So you don't think they get over.
What happens after the match? It's just like the thing is
that's
after
not
those
their fault.
No. It is because if you have to be able to make the match not about yourself.
If it wasn't
the Young
for
Bucks
injury, they also would have put over Top Flight as well.
Young Bucks' mentality is not like it's definitely give and take because to be a wrestler you have to have give and take. But the Young Bucks mentality of I am going to be the star of the show. I am always the star of the show rather than like you're the heel and there's someone you're facing that is kind of over making them the star. They need to have all their shit in always. And if you always have to have all your shit in.
So did Savio Vega.
No, he did not.
Yes,
do not do that. Do not do that about Savio Vega.
Steve Austin said that.
Made Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, and that's what Austin said. Austin said, we had great matches, and he got me over, but he had to get his shit in.
Sure, but there's a grave difference.
And the same thing with Kenny, and Kenny got a ton of people over, too. Pac. Orange Cassidy.
Did he? Oh,
yes!
Look where Pac went to. All the way to the All-Atlantic title. Look at him go.
Oh, my God. Wow. It's not, again, the booking's not his fault.
No,
I'm saying it's not his fault.
I'm saying.
Hangman.
He did not, like, the matches, they did not, they did, like, if Pac was better off after his matches with Kenny Omega, it would have showed. It would have been more of an audience. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. You weren't watching. You
I guess I
weren't
wasn't
watching that early on.
I can't say that. I can't. You're right.
His first match in the company was against Kenny, and Kenny lost to him. He beat him, and it reestablished who Pac was for American audiences.
Hey, I'm not saying anything about Pac. I'm not trying to talk about Pac. I'm just talking about.
And Cody buried Shawn Spears also.
Because he also brought him in. And he can bury him if he wants to.
He also established Moxley. Kenny did.
Yeah, oh yeah, he established Moxley.
I'm just saying Moxley's first feud in the company was with Kenny, and Kenny was like, "Cool, I will lose to him multiple times," and he lost to him multiple times. Kenny. What a great gift for the both of them, though.
But we have to talk. The chat is absolutely blown up, Roy. We have to get through this. Yeah, he is great on commentary. We're talking
magic.
Joe writes, "Amen, Roy. Khan doesn't use his bloated roster. Shiny new toys come in the door, and Khan forgets the 20 people standing behind them." Yep. Mose writes, "Damn, Roy's preaching to the saved. Magic and Rampage need to be legit." Joe writes, "And the disappearing at the end of before the logo is so cool. The AEW logo disappeared."
I thought it was really good.
Mose writes, "Elite will become the erased." Oh,
interesting.
Joe writes, "Behind Punk, most of the blame should go to Khan. He let things get out of control." We agree.
Well, he shouldn't have put Punk on the panel to begin with.
No,
honestly,
no.
He should have put MJF on it.
Honestly, he should have. You're getting mad at me if I say. Brooklyn Bleak says if Punk comes back, then he should go on a losing streak, but that would ruin him for MJF. Why would you give him a losing streak?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Joe writes, he's too much of a fanboy instead of a booker promoter. True. Hassan says, guess what I did? I enjoy AEW Dark on 7 matches and 9 matches on Monday. And Tuesday night, it was saying next another Tuesday night to be counted. I love it. I love Dark. Dark and Elevation.
Yeah.
What was your favorite match on Dark, Hassan? Joe writes, Cody is back where he belongs, and he's a huge star now, even while injured. Yes, he is. Brooklyn Bleak says, only because he left WWE and proved himself. Don't act like he wasn't stuck in limbo as Stardust. We're not, but that's Vince McMahon world.
Yeah.
Joe writes, AW all ego wrestling. Joe writes, totally agree, Bleak. Cody proved himself a draw outside of W. Now they use him right.
Did Joe say all ego wrestling?
Yeah.
I didn't know that Ethan Page was his favorite wrestler.
Where's the Mario Young? We got Brooklyn Bleak says EWW is the same generic crap with a new rapper. Nothing's changed. WWE? Are you trying to trick me?
EWW.
Ew. Oh, you're saying ew. Joe writes, where are Top Flight now? Crickets. Yeah.
No.
Dante?
They're hurt. They're both injured.
Both Dante too?
I know Darius is hurt. Oh, that's all. I can't wait for them to be healthy, and they're gonna get a good run when they get back and healthy.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
I think they will. They took the Private Party's place as the new up-and-coming tag team.
Yeah, look how great they did. Joe writes, Brooklyn League says, Swerve in Your Glory got over as a tag team in 3-way with the Bucks. Lol. You think that Swerve in Your Glory got over as a tag team?
Yes.
No, they have not.
Yes, they did.
His brother is injured again. Brooklyn League says, well, the same thing can be said about Bray Wyatt not getting anybody over too. Yeah.
Also true.
I won't deny that.
I would argue that Roman Reigns hasn't gotten anyone over either. The only person who's gotten anyone over in the WWE is Brock.
No, that's not. I wouldn't say that Roman Reigns doesn't get people. Who did he got his brother, his cousin over? Jey Uso, he got over.
That's
honestly,
the only
was
person he's
Jey
gotten
Uso.
over. He had a main event against Daniel and Edge and put them both on top of each other and pinned them both at the same time.
They made him that night.
And then he beat Cesaro, and Cesaro disappeared. He had like a 3-month feud with Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens went nowhere. He had a hot match with Matt Riddle, and Matt Riddle went nowhere afterwards. He's still the same jabroni.
You're talking about Vince McMahon stuff, and that doesn't count, Roy.
It happened though.
It just
it
doesn't
is what it is.
Right.
Exactly though. So hold on. No. That's bullshit. And the reason that's bullshit is because you're talking about the wrestlers and you're blaming the wrestlers when you should be blaming Tony Khan. Meanwhile, I'm talking about the wrestlers in the WWE and you're blaming Vince McMahon.
In AEW, the wrestlers are their own creative.
That's not true.
Essentially,
that's not true. That's not true.
When you're the Bucks. And when you're Cody, and when you're Kenny,
well,
yes,
Cody,
it is.
Yes,
and
but the
Jericho,
Bucks and Kenny,
and the Bucks and Kenny, 100%.
Jericho, 100%. I don't.
All those the EVPs don't have as much control as Chris Jericho. I
don't know.
I think that if you're the champions, if you're the tag team champions, and you're not working with someone, it's because you don't want to work with them in AEW. So that's the difference. Where? Oh, Jesus Christ. Brooklyn. Joe writes, I like Pac too, but to say someone got someone else over, they have to go somewhere. Hassan writes,
not Kenny's fault.
Hassan says it was Pac is not Kenny's fault. Hassan writes, it was Rojo versus Jungle Girl. That match was awesome. Oh, I should see it. I don't know who Jungle Girl is, but I'm excited to find out.
Rojo is either.
Brooklyn Bleak says Kenny Omega voted being a part of MOTY series doesn't matter.
Match of the year. What is the Kenny?
Kenny voted being a part of a match of the year series doesn't matter. Kenny voted.
I guess.
Oh, you're trying to say that him being voted match of the, who decided the match of the year? Brooklyn Bleak.
Like 300. So it's a vote. I don't know how many people it is. It could be thousands. I really have no idea. But it's not okay. It's a fan vote, so I don't know what you want.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing. It's a fan of one specific. It's a fan of one specific like player. If you're if I'm asking a fan vote on Fox News, who do you think would have won the election? You can't do that. It's one publication.
I think people read
vote.
The Wrestling Observer newsletter who are all different types of fans.
Yeah, all different types. But most. You'd fight me right now. If I was in the room, you'd punch me square in the nose. Mose writes, Bucks have only put over Penta and Phoenix. Good point, Mose.
Not true. They put over Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and Private Party.
Yeah,
I was in the arena for that match.
I saw them go to the moon and fall down to the ground.
That's not fucking the Bucks' fault.
Chica Marks writes, this LOW is getting spicy. Yeah. You're right. We have to.
Daddy chill.
Daddy chill.
Yeah, we got to chill. We're also like 20 minutes into the show, like into Dynamite.
Yeah, we have not gotten to Swerve in Your Glory. Brooklyn Bleak says, boy, this stream is heated tonight. Damn right. Joe writes, can every LW show be this back and forth? Discord, really good stuff, guys. Good job, everyone, with the Discord.
Yeah.
Excellent job, interns.
Once you bring up the Elite, that's when things get spicy because we're on complete opposite ends of this.
If you want to join the Discord, email us at loserlosepod@gmail.com.
Yeah, because the Patreon's dead.
And Patreon's dead. Stop trying to give us money. Yeah. Hassan says, okay, I hope to see you guys soon after my Jenny from New York on my review. I hope you have a good time with your review.
Yeah, Jenny
best
from New York. Jenny from the block. I'm still Jenny from the
block. Brooklyn Bleak says, didn't the Bucks personally bring in Private Party? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So what?
I'm just saying. Most writes, I want full beers next week. No, we're not going to be having full beers, but I will finish off this Diet Coke. Oh, yeah. I'm hopped up. We have to get going, Roy.
We really do have to get going to my favorite match of the night.
Well, we first have to talk about the Jericho Appreciation
I don't
Society.
Give a fuck about
Honestly, this was the most nonsensical, screamy.
Yeah, I thought it was, and then I liked that Excalibur was like, we had some audio issues there. Did they? Or was he making an excuse?
No, there were some audio issues for me. I heard some audio issues.
All right.
But it was just absolutely terrible. Then we get Swerve and Lee versus FTR in a banger.
Yeah, this was excellent.
Real great job. Came out with the Acclaim came out at the start of the show with chairs. They're sitting up front. There's some fun
that was the only thing I didn't like. The Acclaim should have come out before the other two guys.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's actually a good point, Roy. Fun sequences in the match. I feel like there were a little too many sequences, but it was still a fun time.
Yeah.
Lee clobbers Swerve, then Swerve low blows Dax, and then Gunn gets Dax into a pinning predicament.
Yeah.
While the Guns hold back Cash Wheeler. Cash Wheeler?
Yes. I think Dax and Cash, that's what I go with. I just think Swerve is so good. He's so good. And I think all four of these guys are fucking great.
Yeah.
And it shows, like, look, I think there's a lot of great wrestlers in AEW, obviously, but these four guys are just so polished and so crisp. And, like, there were multiple, like, tag team moves that Swerve and Lee did tonight that usually look super fucking dangerous because the wrestlers that they're wrestling don't always take it the right way. But that, like, on the shoulders flip off into the power bomb thing that they do was executed perfectly twice tonight. And it was awesome. It was great. This was a great match. It was great to see FTR. If FTR has to lose, this is a good way for them to lose. I really enjoy the Gun Club, so I'm excited to see more of the Gun Club, and Gun Club FTR should be a good time.
Yeah, and also this is a good way to, like, hold off on giving FTR the titles because they should win the titles when they get the chance.
100%.
To end this story. Because
and you also kind of have to end the Swerve in Our Glory Acclaim story if you want to go that far. They both have one win, so now they have to have another match. And now this is where you do a gimmick match because it's earned. They've already had 2 matches. Now we have a third blow-off match. That's a gimmick. Whether it's a cage, whether it's a dumpster, whether it's a ladder, whatever. Give me a gimmick match here. And then let Swerve turn on Keith Lee. And let Swerve be a mega heel who feuds with your mega babyface heavyweight champion.
Roy is getting because of Roy just delivering that hammer, everyone's getting coins. You just hit the jackpot,
them all in
guys.
One place.
You just hit the jackpot, friends.
Support your local businesses.
Pizza party after the show. Great job, Roy.
Yeah.
Joe says they brought Private Party in. They brought them in to poop on. Woo! That's really funny.
That's a funny really one, too. That's a funny whistle noise.
Brooklyn Bleak says, don't forget to thumbs up the stream. Brooklyn Bleak, you blessed soul. Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for not liking the stream. There was more of you in here before and you could have liked it. Whoever left, I hope someone in the room
once we started yelling at each other, people were gone.
No, they like that. Mose writes, 4 straps must happen to have a full blown off. What?
Say that again. What is it?
4 straps must happen to have a full blown off.
Blow off the end of a feud. 4 straps, though. I'm not sure what, like, each team
titles?
needs to have tag team titles.
Oh, you're saying FTR with 4 straps must happen to have blown up. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
They need all the straps. Wow. That took me for a loop, Bose.
Yeah.
But we have to move on because that was a great match. We were happy about it. Next up, we get Renee with Saraya. Did you see that?
Can you believe it? We're both in AEW. Crazy.
We're both here. And then Britt Baker comes. Everyone screams at once.
Yeah.
And then Renee says, hey, let's do this the right way. And everyone understood what that meant. And they ended the segment.
Yeah.
Like it was
it was also like kind of jarring to hear Saraya just immediately call DMD a bitch. That's pretty jarring.
Yeah, it was really, and it's just like, man, ever since that opening promo, like Saraya has felt like just another one of the roster.
Well, she hasn't really been on TV since that opening promo.
Well, honestly, though,
she's
like
taking a break.
She has been on TV, but she comes out in run-ins. She's getting physical each week. Like, she had a neck injury for years. Why are we seeing her get physical until the pay-per-view?
Yeah, it's been almost 6 years, I think, since she's like really gotten physical.
And like, honestly, like, I would have been stoked to see her get into a brawl, like just be like, oh, that's awesome. Why don't they save that for a few weeks and then save it a little bit for then someone attacks her one pay-per-view? Let's build. They made her just Mose writes, what will Roy PP on? What will Roy PP on today? We'll find out.
I guess I did. I haven't PP'd on anything yet. I'm going to PP on something at some point.
Oh, there's definitely something for you to PP on. I've got a few ideas. Brooklyn Lee says, I thought Swerve was going to be a solo heel after they lost the tag titles. And it still might happen.
Yeah, it will, but AEW loves dragging shit out. So
sure,
here we are. Because I think Tony Khan's like, well, fuck, I know he's going to be a heel, but I don't know what he's going to do once he becomes a heel. So let's just drag this out a little bit longer.
Loves to drag things out. Mose writes, I've been drinking. Sorry, little typing is tough. You're sure? No, I get it. Little typing is the worst. I prefer big typers. Joe writes, Paige, yeah, we all work here now. Ember Moon and Ruby, we work here?
Ruby's hurt.
Yeah, Ruby's hurt.
Ember Moon's on Dark.
Ember Moon's hurting people.
yeah, she's in timeout on Dark.
Yeah. All right, we got to move on. We got to get out of here to Renee with MJF. Interesting segment.
This is very interesting.
Renee comes out, introduces MJF. They immediately start talking about Moxley, and MJF references kind of like, oh, they're in a relationship. He says does he say some sexist things in the beginning? What did he say?
I don't think so.
I thought he said something sexist, but I didn't quite hear. And she was just like, oh, I'm MJF. But he makes fun of MJ's walk and talk, and it was very funny.
Yeah, I like, what did he say? I'm going to drink piss.
And I'm going to drink your piss.
yeah.
And then he says he loves Virginia, love it, even for its shortcomings. And he says he's like, just to clarify last week, I'm going to cheat a little bit.
Yeah.
But William Regal said that he needed the brass nut. He did it because he wanted to hit people with brass knucks, not because he needed it. He's like, so I'm not going to use my ring. I vow I'm not going to use it. And then comes Stokely Hathaway. Stokely Hathaway comes out. And Stokely interrupts, and he knocks the mic out of his hand. He's just like, don't touch Moxley. Don't touch him. I want him clean. I want him clean for the pay-per-view. And so we get that moment. Interesting. What are your thoughts on this?
He's turning babyface, baby.
Yeah.
He's
doing it the right way. It's a little clunky. It's a little clunky. Not changing. It's a little clunky right now, but like this is his first real babyface promo where he's like kind of like a little bit catering to the fans, takes it back every now and then because he wants to poke them, but it's just a little bit, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, he's catering to the fans, but doing it still in a condescending way.
Yeah,
the fans are just eating up.
He's just like, you're gonna do whatever I say anyway. That's the attitude. It's just like, it doesn't matter. You're gonna love me, and so it's great. Really interesting, but we'll talk more about it at the end of the show.
Yeah, right. The official babyface turn.
Yes, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett and Christy Hemme.
Maria Canales.
Maria Canales. Oh, is it Maria
That's a different person.
No, it's the same person, but it's
no.
A different
I think
name.
It's a different person.
No, Maria Canales and Christy Hemme are the same person.
Different person.
You want to make a bet?
Yeah, I do. I do want to make a bet on this one. Let me look it up.
Dog, you're gonna lose. How much you want to bet?
What do we bet?
What do you want to bet? Damn, for the month.
Okay, deal. All right, Christy Hemme. Christy Hemme, born Christina Lee Hemme, is an American professional wrestler, singer, and model. Let's see what she's currently doing right now.
That's not Maria Canales?
Let's see here. Oh, she retired from wrestling on December 16th, 2009.
No. Oh, jeez.
Maria Canales, different person.
They look exactly alike. They look exactly alike. Well, shoot. I'm going broke. Can I take back?
yeah, that's fine.
Thank God.
Maria Canales. And,
I'll buy you a Coke.
Okay, yeah, buy me one of those big bottles of Diet Coke.
Oh, dog.
Maria Canales and Brandy are the only two women. I might get this wrong. They're the only two women to appear in Ring of Honor, Impact, WWE, AEW, New Japan, and maybe another one as well. The only two in the history of wrestling.
Wow, that blows my mind that that's not Christy Hemme. I was convinced. I
actually love Maria Canales. There's something about Maria Canales.
No, I do too. I was just like, man, Christy Hemme got cool when she left WWE. But like, I hated everything about this. I do not care about Mike Taven. I do not care about Mike Bennett. I do not care about Maria Canales. I think they should, whatever. I think they should all be on Dark until they need them, but they should not be taking up TV time.
Yeah. Well, honestly, yes.
And Wardlow sucks butt.
Yeah.
Stupid. Bad.
You got to take
bad.
The TNT title is fucking dead with him, and it sucks. It's a bummer because that was a great title. I think the Kingdom, as they've been called in the past.
Are you okay, Roy?
I just realized something.
What?
We don't know what his deal is, right? We don't understand it. We don't know what his deal is. He's been hurt. He's been hurt for a long time. Hold on. But Adam Cole used to be part of the Kingdom. He was the leader with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. So there is a chance that the Bucks might come back with Kenny and feud with Adam Cole, Taven, and Bennett because O'Reilly's hurt and Fish is gone. I've just thought about that right now. Anyway, I saw a tweet about them specifically from someone, and it's like, they always have really good matches, but I never want to watch them. So they suck, but they also don't suck, but they also suck.
They're very talented, I'm sure, but they all have Frankie Kazarian energy, and I'm just very over it. Yeah, not a fan, don't care. And Wardlow is dead in the water. It's actually hurting Samoa Joe by standing next to him.
Yeah, I heard recently that there's great news about a weekly Ring of Honor show. And I'm excited for that news, and I'm excited for the possibility of a weekly Ring of Honor show because I need more Samoa Joe, and I'm only going to get it once there's a weekly Ring of Honor show.
And also, I will say this, Ring of Honor only makes AEW worse.
You think so?
Yeah.
Right now, because it's not its own entity. It's just
because it just takes up space.
Around.
It takes up space, and it's with too many championships on my TV.
Yeah,
too many.
Yeah.
We have some comments here. Boy, howdy, do we have comments? I'm going to power through these, Roy. Joe Wright. No, we got that. Joe writes, MJF basically said everyone wanted the naughty time with her. Oh, that's not cool, MJF. Mo says it is so hard not to like MJF right now. Joe writes, spicy. Joe writes, MJF is given off strong tweener vibes, and I'm here for it, but don't go full. I love you all. Perfect. Great job.
He's going to say just how he is.
Mose writes, this was the first real night of the firm. Face is here. Spoilers. What? Mose? Yeah. Joe writes, Khan hired more people. Good God. Joe writes, although I like the Mr. Kanellis run with them both in WWE for a spell. I know that I was the only one. Joe was the only one that liked him.
Yeah, okay, great. Joe knows that he's the only one who liked it. Correct.
He says it was their theme, really. So good. They had a good theme. Brooklyn Bleak says, seriously, you thought Hemme was Maria? Yep. Really. Mose writes, zero interest in the Kingdom nonsense. 100% agree. Brooklyn Bleak says Hemme was the one who Austin Aries put his junk in her face in the corner and got suspended for it. Yeah, I thought that was that's I hate Austin Aries.
I feel like Maria Canales would have punched that shit if somebody did that to her.
Joe writes, the Kingdom is the poor man's undisputed era. No thanks.
Yes.
Mose writes, we don't need another hero. We need a Miro. That's good. That's very good. Brooklyn Bleak says, Kingdom being former Ring of Honor champs and Taven being a champ. What about that? I don't like it. Brooklyn Bleak says, oh, nice call. Chikamark says, I like Matt Taven. Boston boy who loves purple. What's not to love? His face, his voice, his look, his everything. Literally just looks like toast.
He's he got himself in a really unfortunate position because whatever, it doesn't matter.
You ever accidentally drop some toast in the water? You ever look at soggy toast
What
before?
Water, though? Why are you making toast near water?
I've had spills. Mose writes, note, red is dual wielding drinks. I got my water here and I just finished my Diet Coke. Brooklyn Bleak says Frankie Kazarian energy. Laugh my ass off. But he had a great X Division match with Mike Bailey.
Who did?
Matt Taven, I guess.
Really?
I don't know.
Or no, Frankie Kazarian did.
Oh, maybe. Woodsy B says Ring of Honor and AEW feels like if WWE kept going with at WCW after the Booker T Bagwell Nitro match.
Yeah, because you're not giving it its time to like exist. So yeah,
they should just put a pause on it until he was ready.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Bad move. We have to move on, Roy.
Let's do it.
We got to move on because we've got to hit up Sammy Guevara versus Bryan Danielson.
Good match.
Great match, mostly because Sammy Guevara came out with zero heat. Nobody cared. There wasn't even any boos. It was just no one cared that he existed, wished he wasn't there. And Bryan Danielson really had to pay for it in this match. But he won them back almost single-handedly, Bryan Danielson, by working hard, fighting hard, getting people behind him, and getting the win. Great match. Yeah. I loved it.
And, and it just, we got what we wanted, which was Danielson beating the shit out of Sammy Guevara. That's
100%.
what I cared about.
100%. Do you think he's going to complain, being like, he hit me hard?
No, because I actually, if you watch like the end of that match with the kicks to the face and then the elbows to the head, they were so soft.
Well, some of them weren't.
Is that true?
Some of them, oh my God. So one slap in the face, like caught his, like, it just looked gruesome. Yeah. But yes, a great match. I had a fun time.
Yes.
Then we move on with Renee with Phoenix and Alex in the back. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. You know what I like?
What do you like, bro?
I would understand that you don't like this, but I guess this is becoming a theme now that Orange Cassidy's whatever title this is, Mid-Atlantic, is always a triple threat. He's just having triple threat title defenses, which sure, there's not a lot of triple threats in AEW. It's the one thing they really don't do a lot. So like, okay, fine. And I did really like Orange Cassidy popping up. What did he say? He said, "You guys talking about me?" I thought that was funny.
Okay, because we got Renee with Phoenix and Alex, and then they talk about Penta and Mox that night. They're saying that they're more championships, and then Christian Cage comes over with Luchasaurus, and he's saying that he's going to have his monster go after all the titles. And then Orange Cassidy says, "You talking about me?" And he just kind of just hangs out. And I really hated every single bit of this. I hated everyone involved. I was really angry.
I just am outraged that this isn't the TNT title. That's all. This should be the TNT title spot. I don't get it. It pisses me off.
I don't know. Next up we get Jamie Hayter versus RIHO.
I liked this match.
Let's talk about this match, Roy.
I mean, I'm right now like I'm the conductor of the Jamie Hayter train.
Yeah.
Like
Jamie Hayter
we're
worked
the horn,
extremely hard. Jamie Hayter, like you are the train conductor. I agree. I'm in the caboose. I'm there.
You're shoveling the coal.
Oh yeah, I'm a coal shoveler. Yeah, we love our Hayter. We're a Hayter.
We're on the Hayter train.
We're Hayter lovers.
Hayter lovers, and you are a RIHO hater. And
RIHO is the worst.
This is RIHO's wheelhouse. A bigger opponent, a bigger, stronger opponent.
No, it's her safety net, because all she has to do is exist while everyone else does all the work. They have to twirl her around. She has terrible timing. She keeps looking back. She's never sure of anything. She seems lacks so much confidence in the ring. I'm like, you're gonna hurt yourself or someone else. Yeah, she keeps double checking. Everything looks bad. It looks bad.
I don't know.
Everything she does looks bad.
I really don't think it looks that bad.
I don't know, boy.
I think the chat agrees with me.
Well, Jamie Hayter clotheslined the shit out of her.
Yeah, she did.
For the win.
There was also, she did that backbreaker spot right before the clothesline. And here's the thing. I always think about this quote from Walter where he says, wrestling shouldn't always look pretty. That backbreaker didn't look pretty. No. It looked really effective and painful, and I loved it.
I did too. And great call with Walter, because Walter's great. We have comments here. Brooklyn Bleak says this match made Sammy look special somehow. Back to that last one, and it did. It was Sammy's best match in a long time. Joe writes, here's to the greatest love I've ever known. I'm burning up in your love. What? Burning
you,
up
Joe.
inside your love? Yes, maybe the best theme ever. Oh, he's talking about Maria Kanellis. Mose writes, OC run is pure and unique. Yeah. Joe
OC
writes,
run
his Orange Cassidy run is pure and unique.
I was like, the OC, the original club.
No, I'm glad that they have like their own 24/7 title, some joke title that they have where all the jokes happen.
It's a joke title though. You should be able to tour with that title.
Like Pac started to make it serious, and it should continue on to another serious champion.
Yeah.
Instead, we got like it's the European title. It's the European title. It's the European title. Joe writes, love ballads are as wrestling themes, perfection. Joe, we get it. Mose, he is my hero, and I can't stop the OC love. Wizard of Beast says, nothing devalues a title more than carrying around in a backpack. I don't care about the backpack. The backpack doesn't bother me. It's just the fact that like he's going like it just made everyone just look bad in the segment. I don't know. Joe writes, that and Bobby Roode's glorious perfection. Top 10 goofy wrestling themes this Saturday. No, Roy has a special.
I got one coming up. Top 10 transitional champions, but top 10 themes also a good one.
That's
goofy
a great one
too.
Because we could play them too, right?
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. Not on. Maybe we can. Brooklyn Bleak says Orange Cassidy staring the camera and talking was just him. Yeah, it was just him. Brooklyn Bleak says put some respect on Rio's name. No.
See,
She's not good.
Alexa, it's a good idea.
Mose writes, Rio needs your little Italian voice. Mose writes, Rio needs to be traded for Maki. This made your girl Hater look weak. Yeah, honestly, it was hard for Hater. There were some moments where like it's just like you're selling for nothing. She's just not. She can't do any offense that someone's not throwing her for. She can't do a kick and she can't do a punch.
Okay. Good forearm.
Brooklyn Bleak says that code red looked bad. Yeah, Hater worked really hard to get that code red to flip.
That spot was wild.
All Hater though. Yeah, all Hater. It was all 100%. Hater. 100%. Hater got a big win over the first AEW Women's Champ. How does that make her look weak? The offense she was taking. Yeah. The offense she had to take from Rio, where she had to sell because you have to, and that Rio just like nothing. It's like she's like, you know, those like batons and like, it's just like it feels like that tassel at the end, that whip effect. That's her arms. Brooklyn Bleak says Rio's match on Dark was good too. Oh,
who said that? Brooklyn Bleak.
Brooklyn Bleak loves
Bleak loves some Riho, and I'm not mad at it.
Okay,
I like Riho
I'm not trying
to
brag on you, Brooklyn Bleak. I appreciate your. I just don't get it. Next up, we have Tony Storm coming out and holds up the belt, which was nice. That's a nice thing to do.
That's a nice thing to do. Put your champ on TV.
Oh. You have Wardlow literally blathered away for 10 minutes. No one's listening.
And then you're pre-recorded backstage.
That's all. But a good thing we're going to see Matt Taven do something.
Yeah.
Then we get Renee with Eddie Kingston in the back. This is something we want to talk about. So she's like, oh, people are concerned with you, your behavior. And he's like, stop worrying about me. You see my Colgate smile? Stop worried about it. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure. They're going with this. Maybe this could lead with something with Claudio. Claudio needs something to do.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I can't see them turning Eddie heel. I can't see that happening because he is a babyface. He can be the ultimate babyface, like the ultimate working class Terry Funk babyface. He really could be.
But you really have to strike when the iron's hot, and it's not hot anymore.
That iron is, but you could get that iron hot again because he's just so relatable. Yeah, he can go out to the ring by himself, not interrupting anyone or going back and forth with anyone, by himself and cut a promo about mental health and his struggles, and then he would be immediately a white hot babyface again.
And I understand that he's a little bit like, if he's fighting people in the back, you can't really push this guy to the moon feel safe doing if you
Yeah,
have to
but, like,
suspend them. But no, but like the thing is, like,
Sammy's had a bunch of issues with a bunch of people
I know I don't understand why Sammy's being kept. I don't know. It just
because Tony Khan has
I'm
biases.
just saying Eddie Kingston is not getting any younger.
Yeah.
And it like that, those fiery promos and those like this work rate, it's not getting better. They have to strike when it's hot next time. Otherwise, there may not be another time. Joe writes, Tony Storm, why am I still interim champ? That's a good point. That's good, Tony Storm. Did you get that exclusive? Joe writes, was Rio the broom that Kenny fought once? Come on, Joe. Brooklyn Bleak, her stomp and running Meteora knee strike are legit.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with that.
You know who won what? Great Khali, great chop. Great brain chop. Great brain chop.
Do you know what he does?
He should have been the first champion.
He fought, time out. He fought Kane at a WrestleMania, I think. And I love watching this clip of him doing the brain chop to Kane, because right before he does it, he goes, bah! And then chops him. He does it in a deeper voice because my voice is higher. Bah! It's so funny.
Oh, we have to find that clip. That sounds fun. Brooklyn Bleak says Storm versus Hater is going to be good.
It's going to be fucking awesome.
It's going to be great. It's just a shame because I feel like Hater may get the championship, but I'm worried about Hater because the person that touches a championship is a target for a Tony Khan to be like, now I don't look at you anymore. I can't look at you with that disgusting belt. There's probably something really sick and twisted. He's just like, I hate belts and anyone who holds them. He's always holding up his pants. He wears suspenders everywhere. And anyone who holds a belt, he's just like, I hate you. He's trying to ruin their careers. Mose writes, Eddie needs matches. I love him, but what have you done lately? 100%. Yeah. Woodsy says, Eddie will never be a face to me. He ran over and killed a kid in Impact. What?
He did. He
killed a kid?
There was this crazy long, intense build to LAX versus the new LAX. So it was Santana and Ortiz versus Homicide and Hernandez, and Eddie Kingston was managing Homicide and Hernandez.
So he killed a kid?
Yeah, and like some insane vignette that they shot. He kills a kid, he runs him over.
Woodsy, good callback. Brooklyn Bleak, on Dark, Eddie is tagging with Ortiz and doing an out of control rage frenzy after match gimmick. I'm just reporting he'll be in NJPW too soon.
Yeah, he's gonna be wrestling with Okada against Jay White and someone.
So he's doing this control rage frenzy. Why the fuck is this on Dark?
Yeah, agreed.
Why the fuck are we learning? Thank you so much, Brooklyn Bleak. I haven't seen a single clip of it on the show.
Why wouldn't
I don't have any idea what they're talking about when they're saying his behavior, because all I've seen is him act pretty normal last week when everyone wanted to intervene. Do we have to watch your shitty ass fucking YouTube shows for me to understand what's going on your damn televisions?
Shitty. They're fine. They're fine shows.
Your TBS champion has never been on TBS.
That's also true. Who is the TBS champion at this point anyway? Who really knows?
Bose says this. Red, thank you for seeing through Rio and hater cells. Thank you, Mose, for understanding. Roy, we have to get to this Darby Allin thing.
Oh, I love this.
This is good. This is a good thing.
Although I worry that it's going to lead to Ric Flair, but that's okay.
What? Where did you get that?
Because he keeps talking about he's got an old friend. Jay Lethal's got an old friend. And I was thinking well, who's close to Sting? Who's the other one? So Darby Allin and Sting versus Jay Lethal and Ric Flair. Here it comes.
Honestly, don't joke about that. Don't even joke about that. Tony Khan watches this fucking program, and
Where's Tony?
He hate books. Tony hate books. Watches our program and hate books. He books on things we hate. I hate. He loves you.
Yeah.
But Darby says that he's not happy, and he said that
it's about fucking time. Darby, wake up.
He wanted to disappear, and he's like, I need to prove himself to himself by himself, which is good. He's like, I'm my own biggest weakness and all that stuff. But this is about time. This has been, what is this? A year?
Yeah, almost.
A year.
Since he's done anything significant?
Man. But yeah, so there's that.
Really, Thanksgiving of last year was the last time he did something significant, when him, Sting, and CM Punk wrestled MJF and FTR.
Yes.
That was really the last time.
But Jay Lethal says he ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah. Yeah, was that an exact line delivery of Jay Lethal? Because it sounded just like him.
I was actually, I'll do him like,
Oh!
you ain't seen nothing yet. No, I can't do it. You ain't seen nothing yet. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, you're getting there.
He's getting there. Joe writes, Khan watches 400 hours of wrestling each week. He expects the same from you. Hence Dark and Elevation. Good point, Joe. Good point. Mose, Jay Lethal is cursed. It's a cursed matchup. Brooklyn Bleak says, wow, why are you so out of control tonight? What? Brooklyn Bleak, what are you talking about? Come on, no.
You're spicy tonight. You're extra spicy.
Maybe. Joe writes,
we both are. I'm coming.
We're fired up, and I'm liking it. Joe writes, Khan will push Flair to the moon. He will be trios champ, tagging with his robe and cocktail within a year.
Wouldn't it be so funny if Flair was a trios champion with Satnam Singh and Jay Lethal?
I half expect him to be the Joker of something.
Brooklyn Bleak. Not Ric Flair. It's not Ric Flair. It's Brutus the Barber.
We have
Beefcake.
to stop talking about this. Honestly, it's going to happen because we're bringing it into life. Brooklyn Bleak says, oh no, I didn't piece together. It might be Ric Flair. Dios mio, right? Joe writes, and the Ric Flair's last match, part 45, subtitle, I'll die trying. That's fun. We have to get to the main event, Roy.
Yeah.
We're here.
Pentagon is an excellent singles wrestler. I'd love him as a singles wrestler. I like him more as a singles wrestler than as a tag team wrestler.
Penta versus Moxley was a good match. Penta's better as a single. In a tag match, I don't like, but you're right. Everything but he wins with two. Not much to report here. It's just it was a good match.
It's a good match. It was just a good match.
Two Death Riders in the win.
Moxley
but after the match, we get the Firm coming out and attacking Moxley.
Yeah.
Now, why would they do that when they got in specific instructions that they shouldn't? So they all come out, beat the shit out of Moxley. And then we get some security coming out. They beat the shit out of security. And then we get Alex, what's his name?
Alex. No, Alex who?
Alvarez. Alex Alvarez.
No, Marvez.
Alex Marvez in the back. And he's sees that the British Broadcasting Company with the British Blackpool Company, whatever it is.
The Blackpool Combat Club?
Whatever it is. They are locked in their backstage area, and then MJF comes out and he's fighting it. He doesn't know what to do, and he's just like,
I don't like. I don't like when MJF does that. It comes off as insincere.
It was fun. I thought it was fun. I thought like one of I would have liked for him to go back. He comes out through the heel tunnel and he's like, I don't know, and he goes back, but then he runs out through the face tunnel. I just think that
I thought he was gonna like leave, didn't know what to do, and then come back with like a chair or a pipe or something.
But he comes in and he doesn't try and fight because he's not an idiot. He just goes in. He's like, Stokely, you're fired, and then they beat the shit out of him.
Beat the shit out of him.
Great brawl, great beatdown, and I think this is a great thing. Want to know why I think it's a great thing? How do you thought about this? What did you think?
I think it's great. I just checked my phone because I wanted to see how many weeks until the pay-per-view. So there's about 3.5 weeks until the pay-per-view. You got to give MJF something to do. So he's got to have a match against Ethan Page. He's got to have a match against Lee Moriarty. Like he's got to do some stuff, and this is a good thing. This builds. This is good. This is really good. He needs a foil before he gets to Moxley.
Wait a second. It's not for 3 weeks?
Yeah. 19th of November.
So what does it matter if they beat him up now?
I know.
What is that whole story? I thought in my brain I was just like, oh, it must be this Friday.
No.
Or it's Saturday, whatever it is. So this whole angle sucks butt. Like they just got beaten up and they're just like,
I don't think it sucks butt. I don't think it sucks butt at all.
I think the idea of them like, hey, don't touch him beforehand. And
exactly. That's it. That's all it needs to be. The pay-per-view isn't in 3 months. It's in 3 weeks. So, yeah, don't touch him before the pay-per-view. He said, let him get through Penta, and if he gets through Penta, do not touch him. That's it. And they touched him. Okay. So now they're fired, and now, like, Stokely can come out and be like, MJF, you're soft, and you're not who you used to be, and MJF has to fight him.
I hope that they kind of, like, hold off a little bit, because I want them to be the reason that MJF loses.
No, MJF is winning.
I want MJF to lose, because what I would love... Well, hold on, hear me out. Want to hear me out?
Oh, yeah. I'm hearing
MJF needs if they do it right, he needs a real coronation, which means a real chase for the belt. I do not like the fact that he just came back and he's already got the championship. There's no build, and it wouldn't give the service to MJF or the fans. He has to be screwed out of it here so that he could build up some babyface energy, beat the Firm and one-on-ones and then whatever. And then so someone beats Moxley for the title so that you could have a real good heel that could go against him, because I do not like the matchup of him beating MJF of Moxley and then winning the championship. It just feels flat.
Okay.
I would like someone better. I want Punk. I want Omega.
That was the original plan was Punk.
But you know what I mean?
I do. I understand, but I think it's time. They've turned in babyface, so you might as well just go for it. I'm going with my theory that I talked about on Saturday, and I'm going to reiterate it now. Although with the Firm turning on him, it makes things a little more complicated. But I believe that Moxley, he beats Moxley, and then Regal comes out and shakes his hand and gives him the respect that he's always wanted, but it's a fucking setup. He punches him with the knucks, and Danielson turns full heel, and his first feud is with Danielson, and Moxley can go on vacation. That's what I think.
Okay.
But I think the Firm is an interesting call. I think the Firm will definitely be involved in that title match.
I think holding off on giving him the championship, let him get screwed a little bit. Let him have to fight up. I don't want him to be a big underdog, but
it's not about fighting and winning as much as it's about him realizing who he really is as a human being. Yes, through the character, but he needs to talk to Regal more.
Yeah, and I want more build up before he wins the title. Honestly, he hasn't gotten all the kinks worked out of this whole face thing yet.
Well, he's still figuring it out.
Exactly. That's why I want him to have a few months. I want 6 months before he wins the title.
I think they got to capitalize. You want to talk about striking while the iron's hot? They never do.
But the iron's not hot enough right now. I think the iron just got lit, and it just got lit. He just came back.
It's hard to say.
I think he could build it up to a frenzy the way he did this summer. The summer, it took a while to get to that point.
It's all about backstage politics. That's what started up with a frenzy.
But he's able to it was from months and years of being consistently on TV, building and building. He just got back. Let him get his feet wet a little bit. No,
I don't disagree with that. I don't. But my stance is this guy is so fucking good that you don't need to wait 3 to 6 months to heat it up. He's heated it up. He's been back. Every promo he cuts is perfect. Every promo he cuts makes me want to see him more. I get more invested in him. He every time he cuts a promo, he reveals a new element of his character. You get to understand him better every single time. So you just get him on TV for the next 3 weeks. By the time the pay-per-view comes around, we're going to be fucking ready to go. I'm already ready to go.
If anyone could do it, it's him. We have some comments here. Brooklyn Bleak says Andrade, Lethal, Flair as new trios champs. Oh, no. Oh, don't say – you do not actually love that.
No,
I do not actually love that.
I want Andrade back. I miss Andrade.
Woodsy B says fun match, but predictable. Not every singles match with the champ has to be for the title. I agree with that as well. Brooklyn Bleak says British Broadcasting Company, best LLW show ever. Thank you so much. Joe writes
We're back with a flurry.
Yeah, MJF versus Danielson. Yes, please. And Joe says I'd say strike while the irons got to, but MJF is the kind of talent who can keep it hot perpetually.
Yeah.
Hey, well, if he can, but I would love to see a bigger build up because honestly, this just doesn't feel big enough yet. There's no personal rivalry. It's honestly, it makes me feel the way they're booking it. It feels like he is going to lose to Moxley.
I mean, the problem too is that they're not really playing too much on their history because they already fought. They had a title match that Moxley won, but they're not really talking too much about that. And they need to do more stuff with Regal. They need to establish this is the deal. This is what's going on. So we'll see.
Joe says they want Sting versus Flair 473. I think so.
Yeah.
But I think we are also end of the show.
Here we are.
Let's continue this chat over in the Discord. Email us at loserleadspod@gmail.com to get access. And if you're cool. We'll talk to you in there. Everyone, thank you so much. Join us for the weekly wrestle this Saturday. Where we're going to talk about the top 10 greatest transitional champions. What does that mean?
Transitional champions.
Who do you got in the books? My favorite right now, Foley. loving Foley.
Foley. I was thinking about Foley's transitional title run, and it's really a complex one, and it's a top
because
3
it's multiple.
for me.
It's a back and forth.
He's not. But the thing about that is, this is a preview for Saturday. The general rule of a transitional champion is that you put the belt on that person in order to get the eventual main guy over more. But what actually happened here, which is why Foley's so valuable, you wanted to eventually get the title on The Rock so The Rock could fight Austin and Austin could go over The Rock, establishing Austin as the number 1. But Rock wouldn't have been in the position that he was in if it wasn't for Foley establishing The Rock.
Yeah.
So it's really like an incredible nuanced thing that Foley did.
Yeah. And let's not talk about his second transitional run.
Yeah, well, that doesn't even count, really.
Yeah.
But also, I guess maybe it kind of does.
No, it's 100% does.
There
but it's
are
just a shitty
certain wrestlers
champion
who have only ever been transitional champions, and there's nothing wrong with that. The Big Show, only ever a transitional champion. Foley, only ever. Kane, only ever a transitional champion.
I never saw his world championship.
I guess, I don't count any of those later world title runs, honestly. But that's fine. We'll
It's
talk about it on
2010.
Saturday.
Nobody
who
watched.
gives a shit? But we'll get into it a little bit more on Saturday.
Joe says, great show, guys. Joe says, yes, Foley. Joe writes, weird pick, but JBL. Nope, JBL was a long-term champ.
Yeah, he had a long title
he
run.
was the destination.
I would even argue that Eddie was an unintentional transitional champion to JBL. I don't think that was their intention.
No.
To make Eddie a transitional champion because he beat Kurt at WrestleMania and he had some really big moments. I think
he needed to get off. They wanted him for longer, but he was having some stress.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
He was having some it was too stress. It was a lot of stress for him. And I think it was pushing his sobriety apparently.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
He didn't relapse or whatever drink again.
The key
but it was
to also a successful transitional champion is that they have to win the title. They have to pass the title off to at a major show. So it's hard because Eddie passed the title to JBL at Great American Bash or something like that.
It was a good match though. Fucked up match.
Yeah. Well, that chair shot. Don't get me started.
This is Bloody's thing.
Yeah.
Joe writes long-term champ, but he always felt like a transitional. No, he felt like a star.
Well, the company was in a transition at the time.
Woodsy the Bee says Orton first run was definition of transitional. He beat Benoit.
Well, I was going to say Benoit's run is almost the definition of a transitional champion because he had this big moment at WrestleMania, and it was really only to build up Orton. And then they put the title on Orton thinking that he was going to run with it, but he wasn't ready for it, so they put it back on Triple H.
Now, are you going with intent as well, or did they accidentally become transitional? Because they wanted Benoit to be longer term.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that they didn't
None of these guys are on my list so far.
And Orton was given the chance just because they wanted to beat Brock Lesnar's youngest WWE champion.
Interesting. Yeah.
They were like, oh, he's getting a little old. 6 months, he's going to be older than Brock. We got to give it to him.
That's interesting. No, none of these guys are on my list. I think the intention is transition.
Foley better be.
Foley's on my list. Kurt's on my list. Brett's on my list. And I've got some other people on my list too.
All right. Well, but we have to get going here.
We got to get out of here.
Thanks so much.
Check us out on Saturday. We're going to have
Tam has
full
a big day
discourse.
Full discourse on Saturday. Everyone shout out Tam. Tam deserves it.
Tam, crushing it.
Crushing it. Everyone, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Why are you yelling at?
I can't find that one.
Ole. Ole.